What up, man? What it do, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy, Mark Howard. And you know what we do? We talk Cowboys here. Do the Cowboys have what it takes to win 2 in a row? That's the big question. Well, let's look at it today here as we break some stuff down for the week. It's Wednesday. We're going to go to Denver, Mile High City, with that altitude. Denver is a team we haven't beaten since 1995. So we need to change that. We need to change it. We had some close games, but we should have beat them or could have beaten them. But they should have, could have, would have. Anyway, time to move on as we moving forward into Denver. As I said before, I want to check and go over the injured reserve real quick again, as I always do. So we have these guys: Cooper Beebe, DeMarvion Overshown, Siobhan Revell, the rookie. They all had been on IR. They are now, again, as we said before, they're still in their 21-day designation. So the time is for them to get themselves through their health, work, be able to practice light work and everything like that. They have within that 21-day window to prove that they'll be ready to come and play. That's within that time. Doesn't have to be the 21 days then play. It could be within that 21 days time. I'm going to say for like Overshown, it's going to be the latter than it will be the former as far as the 21 days. More so probably with Revell. Cooper Beebe, I'm not sure about. That could be sooner than later. He's got a really bad, not really bad, but a pretty lengthy recovery here with his ankle injury that he had. So hoping to get him back. We could use him back this week against a very good Denver defense that we're going to face. We want all our bullets. We want all our bullets in the gun. All our best bullets. So, but again, Hoffman's been doing pretty well, but BB can get to that next level. And there's a difference when you're playing the top teams. You look at it and see in film, you see where runs could be more yards or maybe broken when these linemen can get to that next level. The initial block's fine, but other guys who know a little bit better, they're the starters for a reason. They're the starters for a reason. So, other people who are listed as questionable: Wanya Thomas, Marshawn Nealon, Elijah Cornelius. They're all still questionable. Looks like they'll probably more likely will return, probably be limited practice. Doesn't see whether they may have practiced. They just were listed as limited practice in that sense. But sorry, I got a little distracted with some noise here with my computer. I'm doing a whole lot of stuff trying to keep it busy for y'all, keep the information flowing for me. But they're all questionable. Diggs is listed questionable in percussion. I was about to say protocol. Concussion protocol. Okay. He made a drum out of his head, got that concussion. See how it bounces off of that. Anyway. Boom. I'm here all week, everybody. Concussion protocol is what Trayvon Diggs is going to go through. Hopefully he'll be ready to play for this Sunday's game. We are definitely looking to hear from him because there's a couple of different stories of what's going on. It would be good for him to clear some things up, even whatever the case may be. Hear from him, let him speak on what happened and what went on. And if I see the team moving forward and he plays, then I realize it's probably more of what happened, unfortunate, odd, strange, but anything can happen in this world. And we move forward and see what he does. That's what I'm hoping that is at least that. Hopefully he's fine, he gets back. We're good from that. So that's the injury report. Let's move on to checking out the Denver offense versus our defense. The Denver offense, pretty formidable. As I'm looking here, I'm stretching in my stuff here. Overall, they're ninth in all of the NFL. Ninth in the NFL. Passing attack, they're ranked 11th in passing. They're getting, they're getting yardage here as I look at them in their passing. Bo Nix is their quarterback. He's got about 1,500 yards in passing so far. And what am I looking at? Okay. And the running attack, they're 4th in rushing. That's scary with us too as well with our defense. Our defense playing better, but hey, we need to see more of it to understand. J.K. Dobbins is their best back. He's one of the leaders rushing, 523 yards rushing. Receiving wise, I think the thing is where they're lacking a little bit is that they don't have they've got good receivers. No disrespect to their receivers, but their receivers are kind of average. There's no great ones. They're good receivers. Cortland Sutton is pretty good and solid veteran. Troy Franklin, Marvin Minus Jr. He's doing okay. I got Marvin on one of my fantasy teams, but he's back up. But they're a formidable offense, and they're going to be home. And usually when an offense is at home, they have a lot of advantage to them for them. Again, with our defense, they're going to have their work cut out for them. Can we stop the run? Can we stop J.K. Dobbins? J.K. Dobbins is a pretty good back. I've seen him and seen him put points up for one of my fantasy teams in the past when he played for Baltimore. He basically moved on and got to Denver where he can start. They decided to go with him as we got Javonte Williams. Thank you. And he's been doing well as Javonte Williams for us. He is a good back, speedy back that can get yardage, hit holes. I'd like to see us stop that run like we did last week, because they're going to use that. Stop that run, put them in predictable or longer situations, or hopefully behind the sticks. All right, so that's the other thing too. Points-wise, Denver's putting up about 22 points a game. And we can live with a team scoring 22 points. We can live with a team scoring 22 points because we have a good average day. We're gonna beat that by 10 points. So that's what we're hoping to be able to hold them to. When I look in that sense down, they're pretty excited. Bo Nix is a young quarterback. Sean Payton, the coach, is the offensive guru, offensive coordinator. He's going to dial up things that help that offense go. I'd like to see what the Giants did to them, if there's a formula that the Giants found that can hold them like they did for 3 quarters. Got to play 4. We can put it in 4 quarters. If we can hold them to no points like that for 3 quarters. As I said yesterday, with our offense, if we hold them and they try to score, even if they score 33 points in the 4th quarter on our defense, which our defense at times showed they're very capable of giving up, we're still very capable of scoring something in the 4th quarter to nullify that 33 points. See, they scored 33 points after 3 quarters when the Giants had only scored 32. I'm not worried about that happening, but that's a different game. Each week is different. Their offense is very, very formidable, and we have to definitely respect it. Of course, now we go to the Dallas defense. I know we got to bring that up, but hey, kudos to them. Feel good about them. They did well, so they are capable of being a well-ran defense, even without Trayvon Diggs. Now, they made adjustments. They made adjustments to what they saw last week with Washington to go man. I don't know if man is what they're going to want to do this week as much as they did last week. Either way, whatever they dial up, what has to happen is what I saw more happen is the linebackers filling the holes properly. Kenneth Murray, Sanborn should be back. I don't think Sanborn played last week, even though coming from a concussion. Every concussion is different, so I don't know whether going back to Trayvon Diggs, he could probably still be out. So you don't know. But I don't know if it was whether he didn't pass concussion protocol, that Sanborn, that is. They decided to go with this group of linebackers. But I suspect he'll be there. If he's not there this week, then something is the fact that they're probably not going to keep Sanborn. Sanborn knows how to run Eberflus, play in Eberflus's defense. It's just his capability, his overall speed and getting there and being where he needs to be and making the tackle is a problem. We've had a problem with the team, the overall tackling. Last week, we didn't have a problem with the tackling. That's a key thing. So, they tackled well, tackled like they was hitting in practice last week. Well, whatever they did here to get them going and become more sure tacklers, it could be better. Believe me, the defense had some holes Washington couldn't exploit. Denver will exploit them. I believe that wholeheartedly. Denver will exploit them. I'm not even trying to put Bo Nix better than Jaden Daniels, but his style may fit more. I don't I know that the Broncos receiving corps isn't Washington receiving corps, but Washington didn't have their receiving corps neither. Running back wise, J.K. Dobbins is doing well, just like Krosky Merritt with Washington. He's a veteran. We just have to play it well. Our defense, as it is still last overall, giving up 141 yards rush. That's one of the worst in the league, and we're giving up 260 yards passing. That's the worst in the league, along with the overall. We're giving up about 400 yards total defense per game, giving up 29 points a game too. I said Denver's averaging about 23 points a game, and we're giving up 29. We want to keep them to their average and reach our average, which is set at 31, but that one game we scored 14 is an outlier. We're more of a 35-point-a-game team, offensive team. So that's going to be the matchup there. Who can do what against who, of course. That's obvious. Now, looking at what we're doing defensively, the big talk is, do we make a move? Do we package both number ones that we have for next year to get somebody? Like the talk that Trey Wingo put about a DN at well, I ain't done no infringement, but Max Crosby, I was looking for us. I looked lofty. I was looking to see where Cleveland was to see if maybe they might be willing to let go of Myles Garrett. And he worth 2 number 1 picks. I don't care what you say. But Max Crosby is very good too. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. Did see a news ticker where the Raiders announced that they spoke to Crosby and told him and assured him that he will not be traded. Sure. Anyway, I'm sure anybody with the Raiders wants to get out of there anyway, but that's just me. Okay, that's you Raiders fans know that. But there should be a move. Should it be a DN for a pass rush, or should it be another linebacker? Should it be a good linebacker that can really help stop the run? And then also with blitz packaging. That's the other thing that Eberflus has been doing defensively, is getting more and better blitz packages. Now, there was a couple of blitz packages I saw last week and I didn't like. They looked too predictable, and they were too easily blocked. But I've seen Eberflus have dial up some blitz packages that have worked. So whether he was just doing a token blitz with linebackers to keep things occupied, that's possible there. I don't know. I do trust in that aspect of it. Denver want to pull out a close game. I'm sure they're going to want to right the ship to not work on relying upon scoring 33 points in the fourth quarter, even though our defense is definitely worse than the Giants. But you don't want to live like that. So I'm looking for them to come with some things and come a little bit more excited, a little bit more focused against our defense. I'm just hoping for our defense to get some good stops. Again, at this point, get some stops, help us get a lead. I like us with a lead. I like us more than anybody outside of Kansas City with a lead. Okay? So we can get, and I'm talking about a lead. I ain't talking about 3 points. I'm talking about if we can get a couple of possessions and go up double digits, 10, 13, 14 points, then I like us with a lead. We up by 14 points midway in the second quarter. Again, I say it again. I like us with a lead with our offense. That's something that we have to for the defense to do. That's not always going to happen. We're going to go back and forth. Maybe the only other thing we can do with the defense, if there's something they can do in a timely manner late down the stretch of the game where we can get the edge on the points, score ahead, maybe have the last drive and be able and leave it up to Brandon Aubrey to kick a winning field goal down the stretch. I'll take that. Look, a dub is a dub. All we got to do is be 1 point better than the other team. Ain't that right, Green Bay? Just be 1 point better than the other team, and it's a win. All right? That's what we want. It's what we need to try to get two wins in a row. I say 2 wins in a row, like that would be magnanimous. I need 4 or 5 wins in a row for us. But again, I don't know if we're that type of team. But if we're able to make the adjustments, defensively to where we could be some sort of adequate defense. Hey, look, even if they're in the bottom 20, 27, 25, 27, it's better than what we are. that means at some point, we don't have to be, being 32nd doesn't mean we could be so far behind 31. I need us to be somewhere better than what we are. Somewhere better than what we have been. Something more like what I saw last weekend, obviously, would do it. And what I mean by that, because of a lot of things that were there that Washington wasn't able to take advantage of, I'm just talking about tackling better, filling the gaps better with the linebackers, and knowing when to switch to man in the zone in certain situations. And what I didn't see too much of is Donovan Wilson back as a free safety. Wanye Thomas, I know he's questionable, but I think he'll be back. Have him back there, although he makes some mistakes, but he's a little better, a little more apt, a little more keen to cover. Some of the other DBs that we got to have back there just to play the deep ball better. That's it. Play the deep ball better. And let's get and hopefully if we can improve on our pass rush and our pressure to the quarterback. This is not, Bo Nix can move, but he's not a running quarterback like Daniels, like Hurts, that can hurt us like that. But keep in our lanes, get to him, put some pressure. Batted balls are fine, over sacks if we don't get that. Something in his face, make him rush a pass. Hey, we'll see. It's going to be a challenging game for us. It's going to be a challenging game because this is a good team that's hungry and they are at home, and it's a team we haven't beaten in a while. Now, it doesn't matter. It's not the same teams we played before. But as a fan looking from the outside, I want to beat Denver. We haven't done. I want to get that little bit of monkey that's growing off our back. You know what I mean? Anyway, look, folks, that's it. That's what I'm going to go through. Appreciate you guys listening. I usually do this at the top, and I'm doing it afterwards. But again, don't forget, subscribe, like the channel, like the show, share it. Appreciate you guys. And we're going to keep it going, man, because we love talking Cowboys. That's what we do. We talk Cowboys here. My name is Mark Howard. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about the Cowboys offense versus that Denver defense. And that Denver defense is pretty formidable, too. You guys have a good rest of your day. Talk to you later. Peace.